Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor Elmira, for giving me this opportunity to present a slide under the title of Maqasid-based politics and Muslims in the West, challenges and chances. This is actually the repetition of my previous presentation. I have attempted to do my best to relate it in order to be more political, inshallah. Okay, so we have here seven main points I'm going to deal with. First, Muslims in the West affect to realize. We know that my title is Maqasid based politics and Muslims in the West. So, as an introduction, I put here the statistics region where Muslim live. So, all this is a fact to realize. Particularly for Muslim scholars, to provide them uh, a new legal provision so that they can sustain their life, they can live peacefully, even though they are minority, even though they live yeah, in the term of many jurists, darul harb. Darul harb. Yeah. After we realize that many Muslims live also in the West, so we should realize that they have both challenges and chances. So I put here some challenges as well as the chance. Behind challenges are the chances. So there are many chances also behind those challenges. So the next slide is pertinent to some chances, the elaboration of chances for Muslims in the West, like the need for Maqasid based politics here, and then how Maqasid play as a common ground for multicultural society. And then the most apparent challenges, I think, Islamophobia that still takes place till today. So even though it is a threat to Muslims, but actually it is a chance also to clarify what our religion, Islam, truly is, as well as it is a chance also to disseminate our peaceful religion's teaching. And then conclusion. Okay, not to take long. We go through the page 3, the introduction about the statistic of the Muslim in the West. This is a factualized. We know that from this chart, yes, Muslims occupies the world's second biggest religion, mashallah. Yeah, after Christianity. After Christianity. Yes, as Prof. Elmira said, the big number brings about the big problem. But I want to add also, that's true, what Prof. Elmira said true. But I would like to say also that the big number also brings about the big opportunity to achievement. Yes, we should be commensurate in this regard. Okay. So the second biggest religion, mashallah. Okay, after Christianity, and then where such a big number of Muslim population reside. So from the chart, we know that the most populous region with the Muslim population is occupied by Asia Pacific, 24.1%. Yes, from the total population of the region, I mean. But from the total population of Muslims, it occupies 61.9%. This is from Asia Pacific. Two-thirds of Muslim population reside in the Asia Pacific region. And then after Asia Pacific, then Middle East and North Africa, 20%. And then Sub-Saharan Africa, 15%. And just then Europe and Americas, 2.7%. 2.7% with the number equal to 42 million 208 thousand people. Mashallah, 42 million. This is very big number. This is I reveal this chart, this fact. My intent is to realize that there have been a huge number also of Muslim population. So as I mentioned earlier, this should be taken into consideration primarily by Muslim scholars to provide a new legal provision, a new adjustment of legal provision in order for them to sustain their life. So they live in serenity. So this huge number, also face the challenges because they are minority. They have challenges. I divide the challenges of the Muslim in the West into three types: from creed, from worship, ibadah, and socio-politics, al-muamalah, al-istima'iyah. Okay, from the from the creed, it brings about religious pluralism. The first thing to note here that actually the meaning of religious pluralism is not one, but it has a number of meaning. But what I want to reveal here, which is prohibited in this case, is the type of religious pluralism that seeks to equal exactly all religion. I think this is not our school. We know, we realize the plurality of religions, but we are not going to equal all religion. Particularly when the attempt of equaling all religions deals with the essential differences. Like in Islam, we know Tawhid, and Christianity, they realize Trinity. These core differences is not to be equal. Not only Muslim, but Christianity, the Christians, they do not want also to be equal to that of the Muslims. So as long as the attempt to narrow the religions deal with the not essential differences, it can take place. But when it deals with the core differences, with the essential, the substantial differences, it should not be adhered to. And then this is apparent in Indonesia. There are a number of scholars and Muslim laymen that perceive, that believe that all religions are the same. So this is not just only a theory, but a reality that should not be taken into consideration. After Aqidah, we come to worship, hardship in observing rituals. Yes, this is very clear. Some challenges in terms of worship. Uh, the Muslim in the West encounter hardship in observing their rituals, like the limited number of mosques, Muslim graveyard, zakat collection center, Muslim spouses, and the Muslim inheritors. They are all limited. Huh? So this brings about hardship for Muslims. As well as in terms of sociopolitics, they face the so-called Islamophobia. This is very apparent, particularly after the 9/11 attack in 2001. So, what is meant by Islamophobia is a socio-political phenomenon where primarily non-Muslims become afraid of and prejudiced against Muslims due to some reason. I have listed here some reasons like yeah, 9/11 attack, and then the rise of militants and extremists claiming Muslim, Western response to global emergence of Muslim identity, and this hatred materialized through the media's report, movies watched, organizations agenda, public opinion share, and individual measures. So this is apparent also, the Islamophobia in the Western countries. Though, so this is a very apparent challenge. Okay, and then the I take most the data of statistic here from the Pew Research. So the current slide is the proof of Islamophobia. We know from the chart that the most accommodating country for Muslim eventually UK with 78%. UK is the most accommodating Muslims, accommodating country for Muslims. And then the most negative views of Muslims comes from Slovakia, from Poland, from Czech Republic. So from the chart, we know that the Western Europe, particularly UK, is more accommodating for Muslim, whereas the Eastern and Southern Europe, Italy, Slovakia, Czech Republic, is otherwise. They have more negative views of Muslims. This is the very signal proof of Islamophobia. Okay, even so, Muslims in the Europe and America face the Islamophobia. They have so many challenges, but some research institutions project that in 2050, there will be a growing number of Muslim population. United Kingdom, like the United Kingdom is the highest, and then France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Sweden, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland. Yeah. In terms of in the Indonesian context, the Muslim students, particularly from postgraduate level, they more inclined to study in UK. Yes, this is very apparent in Indonesia. Why? Why they more inclined to UK? Because yeah, they realize this fact that the most accommodating country of Muslim is UK. That's why they more to go there. So I know, I realized that huge number will bring about the huge problem also. Yes, we are not to be merely proud with the number. Yeah, Islam by default says that what comes first is the quality. We know that. Quality comes first, and just then the number. But logically, everyone, when they see huge number belonging to him, yes, they will be proud, and then where they will do examination whether quality is already represented there or not. Yeah. Okay. So once again, I put here this huge number of Muslim population is actually the homework for us, huh? To prove that huge number will bring huge quality, good quality. Okay. So after we realize all the challenges, I want to quote here a statement by a Chinese popular businessman Jack Ma that he once said that behind challenges lie chances. Yes, exactly. So behind the challenges faced by Muslims in the West, they actually can see those challenges as the chance to improve, as the chance to do good, to do better, to do good deeds. Yeah. So I list here three kinds of chances, but I want to focus only the first and the third. Yeah. Yeah. The first is the chance to apply minority fiqh. The minority fiqh will eventually produce is actually produce the Maqasid based politic that I'm uh, currently talking about. And then the second chance to experience the diversity of Islamic opinion. This is clear. Ikhtilaf ummati rahmah. The differences among my people, among my ummah is a mercy for you. The Prophet said. And then those challenges can be seen also as a clarification of Islamophobia. We can clarify that what is portrayed in Islamophobia is totally wrong. We are not extreme religion. Islam is the moderate religion. This then can be the chance also for disseminating our peaceful religion. Okay, then the first chance is the need, the challenge of Muslims in the West can be seen as a platform to implement the Maqasid-based policy. I refer to a dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, that politic is defined as a set of activities associated with making decisions in groups or other forms of power relation of among individuals, such as distribution of status or resources. In a nutshell, I want to say that yes, politics deals with government affairs, but it is not forever. Sometimes politics is used for Muslim, for a group of people. In this context, used by Muslim group in the West. So here I divide and suggest the politic to be classified into two, which is of hard power and which is soft power, hard politic and soft politic. The hard politic is concerned with form and essence. Even though sometimes they more inclined to the form. They politicize Islam. Yeah. To some context. So the hard politic, which I see took place in our predecessor when the Muslims become predominant, they become majority, like all the Muslim sultanate, they can clearly state that their country are based on the Quran and Sunnah. Yes, no problem. This is the form. Ah. But when it comes to the Muslims in the West, when they are minority, they couldn't reveal clearly that they want to refer for their daily and socio-political affairs to the Quran, so they can keep their faith in mind, but they can show the essence of the Sharia, the essence of the Islam. So they more concerned with the essence. This can take place for Muslim minority. So uh, what is Maqasid Sharia about? We need the Maqasid based politic, the politic that's based on Maqasid. And then what is Maqasid Sharia all about? So here, I think I have presented the slide about Maqasid in other presentation. I think all of friends is clear also what is the generally Maqasid Sharia all about. So Maqasid Sharia all about the attempt to knowing Allah. This is stated by Ibn Taymiyyah that the highest objective of a Muslim's life is to know Allah, to worship Allah. This is transcendentally, this is vertically. But Islam also consists of horizontal relation, not only vertical relation. So between men and men also. In this context, in the horizontal context, the maqasid, the objective of the Sharia is to materialize the benefit of mankind through attracting benefit, which is called in the Quran as al-amru bil ma'ruf, and the second, avoiding harms, which is called in the Quran wanha anil munkar. This is the general theory of the Maqasid Sharia. And then how we play, how we sorry, how we position, how we employ Maqasid as a base of the politics of Muslim in the West. Here, Maqasid Sharia can play its role as the common ground for multicultural society. We know that Western society is more multicultural rather than the Eastern, rather than Muslim community. So I want to refer to a statement by Ibn Qayyim when dealing with the Maqasid serving as the common ground here. So Ibn Qayyim said in his book I'lamul Muwaqqi'in an Rabbil Alamin that Sharia is based on wisdom and achieving people's welfare in this life and the afterlife. Sharia is all about justice, mercy, wisdom, and good. So in a nutshell here, I want to say that whatever good, whatever wise, whatever just a system, it clearly belongs to the teaching of Islam. Otherwise, even though it is claimed to be the Sharia, even though it is claimed to be the teaching of Islam, as long as it doesn't represent the justice, doesn't represent the wisdom, doesn't represent the goodness, it doesn't belong to the Sharia. Now, this is very inspirational statement by Ibn Qayyim. So this is the the intellectual basis of the Maqasid-based polity. Okay, then how we put the Maqasid as the platform here. So every religion has two component, exclusive and inclusive. In the case of Islam, when dealing with a creed, it is exclusive. But when dealing with faith and social transaction, it is considered inclusive. Maqasid Syariah uh, uh, is a set of values that is universal, that is perennial, that is applicable to any Muslim, not only Muslim, but every mankind, every human, wherever and whenever it. That's why it is called universal. That's why it is called perennial. With this landscape, Islam can deal with any religion because all religion do the same. They love goodness, they love justice, they love wisdom. It is where all religion meet in that inclusive values. Okay, so here I want to position this is in a more detailed explanation. Actually, there are two terms, maqasid and masalih. Both terms are actually interchangeable, but like statement of Hashim Kamali, even so interchangeable, but they actually have little but significant differences. Here, I depict the relation between maqasid and masalih as a will. So, a will consists of two main components, which is immutable, that is positioned at the center, and that is mutable, and in the outer side. So, maqasid is at the center, it is immutable, but masalih, it can be muted, it can movable. So the compatibility of the Sharia is actually founded on the immutability and firmness of maqasid and the flexibility and dynamics of masalih. Okay. Now about the maqasid based politics is actually standing on the concept minority fiqh. Here I put the history of minority fiqh in the West, why it appears, where it appears, and how it appears. Where, of course, it appears in the Western countries. And why? Because they face the hardship. And how the underlying idea of the minority fiqh is the switch, a shift from the majority fiqh to the minority fiqh, from the prohibited to the permitted. That's all. Okay, next. So I put here some implication of the maqasid-based politic to the Muslims' ritual. This is referred to some challenges that I mentioned earlier. So, regarding religious pluralism, for example, from prohibited to prohibited, so it is immutable because it deals with the most essential teaching of Islam. Interreligious marriage, Christmas greeting, performing Jum'ah before Zuhur prayer time, Muslim funeral in non-Muslim graveyard, headscarf, conventional mortgage, democracy. That's all are immutable. That's all mutable. Sorry. So the provisions move from prohibited to permitted because the Muslims face the hardship. So here I provide also the reason why the provision previously prohibited and eventually permitted. So all these are the hardship of uh, Muslims in the West. Here I put democracy in order to be more political. But actually, all this fake related issue actually is related also to politics, to the soft politics, because when they feel comfortable, they feel convenient, they can take part in the social political activities, so getting involved with the other Muslim, with other people of the Westerners. Okay, here. Okay, finish regarding the Maqasid peace policy. And the second chance, Islamophobia, even though it is a threat to Muslim, actually it is a chance also to clarify. So the harm of Islamophobia is not only realized by Muslim but also by Westerners like John Esposito as well as Nathan Lin, the writer of this book. Here in the statement that Islamophobia is the multi-million-dollar cottage industry of fearmongers and the network of funders and organizations that support and perpetuate bigotry, xenophobia, and racism, and produce a climate of fear that sustains a threatening social cancer. Islamophobia is not a problem for Muslims alone, but it is our problem. It is the problem of the Westerners also. Right. So, capitalizing with the Maqasid based politic, we can we can see Islamophobia as a chance to clarify. So by what? By good conduct, by good participation in public, social, and political life, by without being feel others when dealing with other people. So this is a representation of the peaceful teaching of Islam. When we can do that, I think it will represent also the statement by Al-Qaradawi that it is our duty to acquaint all people in this world with our religion, with Islamic peaceful religion until they understand it, become interested in it, seek it, and yeah, if Allah will convert to it, convert to Muslims. Our job is to convey. We do not compel. Okay, so this Islamophobia, even though serve as a threat, but it can also be seen as the chance to clarify and in the meantime to disseminate the truly teaching of Islam. And then conclusion, I want to cite here a statement by Muhammad Asad that the Quran cannot be correctly understood if we read it merely in the light of the later ideological development, losing sight of its original purport and the meaning which it had and was intended to have. For the people who first heard from the lips of the Prophet himself. Here, I notice the attention, the suggestion of Muhammad Asad to understand the Quran comprehensively, integrally, not only literally, not only with the current development, but also from the cultural development, from the ancient development. The underlining point here is the holistic perspective of the Quran. So the Maqasid, yeah. So what matters to the Quran is the objective. Like I mentioned earlier, the maqasid, the substance, the essence should compass just the form. Huh? The form, it may vary, but the objective should be achieved. So the Maqasid based politic is intended to give justification for Muslim in the West in order for them to be more facilitated in their dealing with daily rituals and public social political engagement. This concept also in the meantime aims to make them more convinced with the comprehensiveness of the religion. They can disseminate their peaceful religion. That the Quran as the source of their ethics and legal provisions, even though revealed more than 1,400 years ago, can still speak to modern minds. With this kind of characteristic, Muslims, wherever they are, can go hand in hand with other people of religions to build civilization. I think enough for my presentation. Thank you, Prof. Elmira, and all my dear friends. I'm very thankful for this wonderful class. Hope to see you physically, inshallah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.